When I started thinking about this presentation of my learning, I decided to think back to the very beginning, to the first assignment of my graduate career. The question was, how does your background influence how you think about and approach literacy teaching and learning? Basically, why do I read? In this assignment, I discussed how my mom's actions when I was little and learning to read really made me into the reader and writer that I am today. When I went back to watch the video, I realized that I had the same beliefs about literacy learning and teaching as I do now. That adaptive expertise is important, that literacy is social, and that literacy learning should be authentic. I just didn't have the vocabulary and theory to explain it. I felt that analyzing that initial video against my portfolio now was a great way to illustrate my own growth. In my video, I explained that when I had difficulty learning to read and started to not enjoy reading, my mom started picking out audiobooks for me to listen to, which helped me enjoy reading again. My mom adapted her tactics. I believe that an effective literacy educator is aware of and continually works to develop their own adaptive expertise. I learned that adaptive expertise is a balance between innovation and efficiency. And to achieve that balance, I need experience and to plan extensively. According to Linda Darling-Hammond, adaptive experts are able to predict a range of responses given by students, which in turn makes it possible for the teacher to think creatively about new and innovative answers. Next, I mentioned that my mother read with me and talked endlessly to me about the world. She always took the opportunity to ask me what I thought and to question me to think deeper and from all angles. This is where I see the authenticity and social aspect of literacy learning. My original understanding of authenticity was very one-dimensional. Had you asked me what I meant by authentic, I maybe would have said it pertains to real life. But what does that even mean? I've learned that authenticity in literacy learning can take many forms. I was introduced to disciplinary literacy in this program, and I feel this is one of the best ways to make reading and writing authentic. When students are explicitly taught that reading in the different disciplines looks and feels different, teachers are creating an authentic purpose and literate environment. Finally, the fact that my mother did not simply put a book in my hand and tell me to read, she actually talked to me about my reading, is one of the reasons I enjoy reading. Understanding literacy from a social aspect is much more than having students talk about their reading or reading with a partner. I learned about the purposeful talk of interactive read-alouds and how extra planning can create rich literacy experiences for children. Reading Catherine Au and Stephen Kusser taught me that students' understandings are a result of their membership in certain social and cultural groups. In our diversity class, I learned even more about myself when I realized that even though my intentions were good, being colorblind in an effort to include everyone was not culturally responsive teaching. I have to recognize and value the differences so that my students will as well. I like that I can see my growth as a literacy leader when I compare that initial video in my portfolio. I think it's amazing that I started and ended with the same general ideas. I've just built upon them considerably. I started this program because I had questions. Well, those questions were answered, but I'm leaving this program with even more questions than I started with. And I love that. I hope I never have all the answers. I feel that this program has really prepared me and provided me with the theory and tools to continue my own inquiry into the field of literacy.
Created using Powtoon.